This city just showed you that it's filled with people ready to leaving good. So in case you can't tell, today's movie commentary is going to be on The Dark Knight. Now, when it comes to The Dark Knight is a wonderful film. It is fantastic, but at the same time too, whilst I love this movie, I also wouldn't say that it's my favourite out of the Dark Knight trilogy, but at the same time too, I completely get why people love it. Like, the way it's written, the way it's directed, the way it's shot, like, yeah, this is an incredible movie. Like, there are some silly and fun things in it, and obviously we'll talk about it when we get into the film, but for the most part, this movie is fantastic. I just prefer Batman Begins. Maybe it's because Batman Begins just feels a bit more comic booky and this one feels a bit more like grounded in real world and stuff. I don't know, there's something about The Dark Knight to where, like, I love it, don't get me wrong, but at the same time too, it's not my favourite. And another thing too about this film is that it's long, but I wouldn't say that it's like too long because there's nothing in it that I would cut out. Like, when we get to the China stuff, we'll talk about it, but like, I wouldn't cut out the China stuff. Some people say you can cut out certain sections of this film, but I wouldn't agree. But we'll talk about that as we get into the rest of the film. But before we get into the film, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on social media. It's all linked down in the description. I'm also an actor and filmmaker myself, so check out my latest short film, The Shining Optimism of E.F. Manar. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get into The Dark Knight. So something about the intro for this film is that it's very blue. And that's something I do like stylistically about the Dark Knight trilogy, is that each film has like a colour palette. In Begins, it's orange, in Dark Knight, it's blue, and in Rises, it's white for the most part. And obviously each film has a bat symbol being made out of, say, in Begins it's the bat, in The Dark Knight it's the fire, and in Rises it's the cracking glass? But yeah, that's a pretty cool visual detail about these films. Do you know what's funny about this opening shot is that immediately you can tell that, like, it's an improvement over Begins in terms of cinematography. Like, don't get me wrong, Begins is a wonderfully looking film, but there's something about The Dark Knight where, like, it opens and you're just like, okay, it feels better. Even though I prefer the aesthetic of Begins, I prefer the built sets of Gotham, I prefer the gritty, grungy style, there's something about, I don't know, just the overall look of The Dark Knight where I'm like, oh yeah, this is better. Fun fact about this shot of the Joker, in the background you can see the poster for Spider-Man 3, which I just think is hilarious. So the opening heist in this film is iconic, there's no doubt about that. And for all you like filmmaking nerds and stuff, you will know that this film is heavily influenced by Michael Mann's Heat. Like, you watch Heat and then you watch The Dark Knight, you go, oh yeah, they're not like the same film, but you can tell that Nolan really loves Heat. And for good reason, because that movie is fantastic.
I know why they call him the Joker.
So why do they call him the Joker?
You know, one thing that this movie does really effectively when it comes to the Joker is the whole, like, multiple backstory thing. Because obviously, in the comic books, we don't really know the Joker's origin story. Like, certain interpretations have, like, him falling in acid, but it's not clearly defined. And I like that in this movie, they don't clearly define what the Joker or who the Joker is. And I like that this opening sets that up. The idea of, like, the Joker gang, the Joker thugs, they don't know what Joker is about, who he is. Like, not only does it make for a pretty cool setup to tease the Joker, but at the same time too, it pays homage to the idea of the Joker from the comic books. His idea of, like, not really having a backstory.
You have any idea who you're stealing from? You and your friends are dead!
And speaking of Heat, that's William Fichtner, and William Fichtner is in Heat. So, again, the Heat references are very apparent, and again, you can tell that Nolan really loved Heat.
It's out, right? Where did you learn to count?
Something they do with the Joker in this film is that they just make him physically funny. Like, one thing I will say for now about Heath Ledger's Joker, and I will expand on this later on in the film, but Heath Ledger's Joker physically is hilarious. But at the same time too, he's not overtly ha 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 laugh out loud funny.
What do you believe in, huh? What do you believe in?
I believe that whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Now, there is no denying the iconic performance of Heath Ledger's Joker, because Heath Ledger as the Joker, his performance is incredible. I'm not disputing that everything he does is amazing in this, but we might as well get this out of the way now. Heath Ledger's Joker is not my Joker. I like my Joker to be big and bombastic and theatrical. Greetings, Gotham City, it's me, the Joker, the clown prince of crime. Like animated series on Arkham Joker, that is my Joker. But that is also not me denying Heath Ledger's brilliance and the writing of this version of the Joker, the performance, the look, the iconography. Not me denying or disputing that at all. I'm just purely saying Heath Ledger's Joker isn't my Joker. But at the same time too, he's an iconic movie villain. Like, if we got that clear, he's not my favourite interpretation of the Joker, but I love his interpretation of the Joker. Okay, cool. We're on the same page. Let's not get that twisted. You know, the line of school buses doesn't make much sense. Like, did the Joker plan the line of school buses? That they just happened to be there? If they were, that's pretty convenient. Like,
Hearing that he's doing some good, the criminals are running scared, but I say no.
Nah, man. I don't like it tonight.
I love how this movie directly feeds into the idea of escalation. The ending to Batman Begins sets up the idea of escalation, and this movie is the escalation. But at the same time too, it feels very comic booky, like the criminals like running away from the bat symbol and stuff. That's so like comic booky Batman. I mean, not to compare films, but Matt Reeves' The Batman kind of like conveys that idea a bit better. But this is still really good.
I told you my compound would take you places. I never said there'd be places you wanted to go.
I love how Cillian Murphy's Scarecrow appears in every one of these films. I think that's so much fun. And I think Nolan knew too, yeah, people didn't like the way he was taken out in Batman Begins, so they brought him back and made him more of like a tertiary villain.
My dogs are hungry!
My dogs are hungry! I love just randomly saying that line out of context in real life. Like, I don't know why, I just like going, my dogs are hungry! And again, feeding into the idea of escalation, we have the idea of the copycat Batmans. I think the idea thematically is really cool, and in many ways it feels like the Sons of Batman gang from The Dark Knight Returns. Oh god, the Tumblr's so cool, I love it. Okay, one, I love Batman's appearance in this film, but two, oh god, the action. Elbows and knees. Elbows and knees. Okay, I think it's pretty fair to say that Christopher Nolan doesn't do hand-to-hand combat very well. Or at least at the time he filmed this, he wasn't a very good director for hand-to-hand combat. When you get to things like Tenet and stuff, he learned to do it and it looks really good. I mean, even Inception. But there's something about the way Christopher Nolan and his cinematographer Wally Pfister shoot the action scenes. They just look silly to me. I don't know. And I don't know why. There's something about Christian Bale's Batman in this film, but like, there are times where he does just look a bit silly. That all being said, that shot is incredibly cool.
We're trying to help you.
I don't need help.
Okay, we're at it now. The Batman voice. I don't know what Christian Bale was thinking in this film in particular. Like, in Begins, he perfected the Batman voice. In this film, I don't need help.
What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. Like, I know Christian Bale said that he wanted his Batman to sound more and feel more animalistic, but like, no. I don't know. The Batman voice is like a quirk of this trilogy though. Like, on the one hand, I love it and I love to make fun of it, but on the other hand, it is silly. But then like, I don't know.
Him again.
Okay, so two things I've realized here in the scene. One, the Batman Begins suit looks great in Batman Begins, but in The Dark Knight, Nolan and his cinematographer Wally Pfister do not like the Begins suit properly. And two, I have finally figured out what my issue is with the Batman Begins suit. It's the way the cape drapes. Like, the cowl is here, and then the cape just, like, droops. But I prefer it when the cape, like, folds over the cowl. Do you know what I mean?
Be nice when Wayne Manor's rebuilt.
The Bat Bunker's a pretty cool detail. I actually quite like it. I mean, it's not the Batcave, but the idea of, like, Bruce Wayne having, like, a separate bunker to store all of his Batman stuff, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, too, how the film integrates the idea of Bruce needing a new Batsuit into the story. They're just like, we need to redesign the Batman costume to sell toys, but we'll add it in as a story reason. He wants to be faster, more durable, be able to turn his neck. And I like that the film addresses that. That's pretty cool. Know your limits, Master Wayne. Again, Michael Caine is the best Alfred.
Harvey, I know these briefs backwards.
Okay, so we get reintroduced to Rachel Dawes, now played by Maggie Gyllenhaal. And again, she's perfectly fine in this film. I just prefer Katie Holmes. In my eyes, Katie Holmes and Christian Bale just fit better than Maggie Gyllenhaal and Christian Bale. And also in this scene, we are introduced to Harvey Dent, played by Aaron Eckhart. And he's amazing in this. He is wonderful. He is so cool. And not only that, his performance overall is just fantastic. Like, the introduction scene for Harvey Dent is cool. But the character of Harvey Dent and the way Aaron Eckhart plays him, you know, Gotham's White Knight being corrupted and turned into Two-Face, incredible.
Hostile? I see you hostile.
Again, that's so badass. Like, the idea to portray Harvey Dent as this really cool guy, this really cool lawyer slash district attorney that wants to change Gotham and make it for the better. This scene is fantastic at establishing that. But also, you, the audience, can understand why Bruce sees Harvey Dent as a symbol, as the White Knight of Gotham, realizing, oh, maybe I don't need to be Batman. Maybe if we just put our trust in Harvey Dent, I won't need to be Batman anymore. Gotham will have its savior in Harvey Dent.
28 caliber, made in China. If you want to kill a public servant, Mr. Maroney, I recommend you buy American.
The way Nolan portrays Harvey Dent, you, the audience, can now buy into that idea. And it all stems from the way Nolan and his writing team portray Harvey Dent, because we, the audience, can see that.
Numbers are solid.
Do them again. Wouldn't want the trust fund to run out, now would we?
I love how this film sets up the idea of Reese discovering that Bruce is Batman, digging into the archives, digging into the accounts, only for him to realize, oh, money is like going into the account, especially into R&D, and it all like kind of stems into the creation of Batman from Wayne Tech. Wayne Industries, Wayne Manor, you know what I mean.
Really? So, you're into ballet?
This scene is fantastic. I love this scene. I mean, not only is Christian Bale just like absolutely killing it as Bruce Wayne as he normally does, but the overall construction of this scene, the filmmaking of this scene is incredible. I remember when I was doing my film degree, we had an exercise where we had to break down a dinner scene. I chose this scene from The Dark Knight, and it's incredible. Like, if you want to get into filmmaking and especially directing, one of the best things that you can do is take a film that you love and break down a scene. Why did they choose the shots? Why did they choose the lighting? Because when I did that for this scene, my mind's eye just opened and I was like, oh yeah, no, the filmmaking for this film is brilliant.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Iconic line is iconic and thematically relevant for the entire film.
Whoever the Batman is, he doesn't want to do this for the rest of his life. How could he?
And again, too, this whole conversation, you can just see on Bruce's face as to why he believes in Harvey Dent. Why he believes Harvey Dent will be Gotham's White Knight, Gotham's true savior, and why he's ready to give up being Batman and hand over the reins of Gotham's protector to Harvey Dent.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
Everything about the scene is iconic.
It's gone.
It's gone. Incredible. Incredible. Like, just the way it's done, so good. And again, too, the thing about Heath Ledger's Joker is that he's not laugh out loud funny, but he's funny.
Enough from the clown.
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
And again, too, everything about the design, the makeup, the permanent scars, just, it's so good.
I almost had your rookie cold on a racketeering beat.
Don't try and cloud the fact that clearly Maroney's got people in your office, Dent.
Now, if you've read The Long Halloween, this rooftop scene is basically the scene from The Long Halloween. Just obviously, they've rewritten it to, you know, create the context of the film's story. But, like, the idea of Batman, Gordon, and Harvey Dent being this kind of, like, trinity to protect Gotham, that idea is very present in The Long Halloween.
You can tell me to rush in for apply your own bloody suntan lotion.
Apply your own bloody suntan lotion. Again, Michael Caine was the best Alfred. There's something about Hans Zimmer's score mixed in with the way Nolan directs the stuff. His choices of locations, the exoticness, the yachts and stuff. It all just feels very James Bondy. I love that Bond-like quality he brings to Batman.
You wanna know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend.
Again, it's iconic. This movie is just... This scene, like, this movie kind of just speaks for itself. The brilliance of this movie speaks for itself.
Why so serious?
There's a lot of potential for aggressive expansion.
aggressive expansion.
He's so good. Like, he is big, he is theatrical, but he's not what I'm after, if that makes sense. Like, I just want the Arkham Joker in live action, but that's not me diminishing how fantastic he is, because he's so good.
Sonar. Just like a,
Submarine, Mr. Wayne.
Ah, get it? You thought he was gonna say bat. I've been told that this scene is incredible in IMAX. I haven't seen this film in IMAX yet, and I really want to, because I can imagine it being very good. Again, everything to do with the Skyhook stuff, Batman going after Mr. Lau and taking him back to America, it's really good. Like, I don't know why people would say, oh, cut it out. Why? It's really good. Again, the stuff with Joker taking the Batman copycats and then just, like, using them as, like, a very perverse symbol. The imagery for that, it's so evocative.
Are you the real Batman? No. Then why do you dress up like him?
Why do you dress up like him?
I love the detail of Bruce throwing out the champagne, because obviously Batman doesn't drink alcohol because he doesn't want to dull his senses. He wants to be fully alert. Oh god. Again, little jokes like that. Just look up and then poof. I'm gonna say it again, Heath Ledger's Joker isn't, like, overtly funny, but he's funny.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Harvey Dent?
God, there's so much aura with Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne. Just the way he just dismantles that gun. So cool.
Well, hello, beautiful.
Well, hello, beautiful.
You know what? She can't stand the sight of me.
Again, I just love how Nolan goes, yeah, the Joker doesn't have a definitive backstory, so we're gonna have that, like, play into his character. Every story that he tells about his past is not the same story. Not to mention, too, the whining score, like, the Joker's, like, theme. So good. It's creepy, it's eerie. Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard absolutely cooked with this film. Okay, how did they survive that fall? And then also, too, did the Joker leave the party? Like, what happens now? They just cut straight to the next day.
I saw a child playing with a ruby the size of a tangerine.
With a ruby the size of a tangerine. Again, this story Alfred is telling Bruce is thematically relevant, and again, too, it just paints the idea of the Joker of being a man of chaos, a symbol of anarchy. He just wants to watch the world burn. Okay, I know this is a comic book film, but at the same time too, this movie isn't, like, super heightened or anything, so, like, when, like, the film does all these, like, gadgety Batman investigating stuff, some of it just sticks out a little bit as being unrealistic. Like, this whole stuff with the guns doesn't make any sense. Like, Bruce has the brick, but then, like, is the bullet, like, stuck inside the brick? And does he already have the pieces of the DNA? Is this whole test just to find out what caliber of machine gun or what caliber of gun caused the bullet? Does that science? I don't know.
One of the wealthiest, most powerful men in the world is secretly a vigilante who spends his nights beating criminals to a pulp, and your plan is to blackmail this person.
I mean, Lucius is just speaking straight up facts here. Like, what are you doing here, Reese? Okay, so fun fact, when it came to the Dark Knight trilogy, I actually watched it in the wrong order, because when I started getting into Batman, I was, what, 12, and The Dark Knight Rises came out. So I saw The Dark Knight Rises, and I remember I had seen The Dark Knight, but it was so long ago that I didn't remember it. So when I rewatched the trilogy and Gordon gets shot, I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. He's alive. He shows up later on. But I wonder at the time what people actually thought about Gordon getting shot and possibly dying. I mean, obviously he doesn't die in this or whatever, but I wonder at the time how that impacted audiences. Oh hey, look, it's Polka Dot Man, and Peter DeVries, and the Magician? Is that what the character's name was in the Flash? Not to compare films or anything, but when you watch this and then you compare it to the Batman, God, the Batman looks so much better than The Dark Knight, even though The Dark Knight is a great looking film.
I'm counting on it.
Yeah, but how did he know he was gonna land on his legs? Like, that was very risky, Batman. This is also the scene I like to call Motorcycle Batman voice.
He must have friends.
But he must have friends.
Someone knows where he is.
Someone knows where he is.
His name's Schiff Thomas. He's a paranoid schizophrenic.
Wait, is his name Schiff Thomas or Thomas Schiff? Because if it's Thomas Schiff, why did Batman say his last name first?
You can't give in.
You can't give in!
Alright, Harvey, calm down a little bit. Obviously, that's there to set up the idea of Harvey becoming Two-Face. He has that darker, angry side. So, obviously, the context of the scene is that it's meant to show Harvey Dent's darker side. We are setting up him becoming Two-Face. But at the same time, too, a detail that I like is obviously the fact that Harvey's coin is Two-Face. And he purposefully picked heads as the option as to not shoot the guy. He was using it as a scare tactic. And so I kind of like how it sets up the idea that maybe if Harvey Dent wasn't broken by the Joker, he wouldn't have turned. Like, he still would have been Gotham's White Knight.
Locks as well.
Okay, so I haven't talked about it yet, but the new suit Bruce has in this film, the Dark Knight suit and the Dark Knight Rises suit, I don't love it. Like, yes, it's cool that he can turn his neck, but I don't love the, like, pieciness of it. There's so many, like, plates and little pieces. I'm not a fan of it. Like, it's not a bad looking costume. I've seen this costume up in person. It's a pretty, like, well done piece of costuming. But at the same time, too, when it comes to the looks of Batman, I don't love it. Also, a thing I don't like is the fact that the cape is, like, a different material to the rest of the suit. Like, the suit itself is some form of, like, plastic or rubber or something, but the cape is, like, this very, like, black, velvety looking cloth, and it clashes to me.
Endure, Master Wayne. Take it.
Endure, Master Wayne. Take it. They let you for it. Bash the point of Batman. Oh, hey, it's almost like we're thematically setting up the idea of the ending.
Accomplish? I'm gonna tell them the whole thing was your idea.
That's a callback to Batman Begins, right? Like, didn't Bruce say that to Alfred as well, or am I just making that up?
Things are worse than ever.
Things are worse than ever! Now, I mentioned this in my Batman Begins movie commentary, but a thing that I love is how Christopher Nolan still plays into the goofiness of the Gothamites. Like, it seems like in almost like every interpretation of Batman, the Gothamites in some ways are just like goofy inherently. They're very exaggerated with like their Brooklyn, New York accents, like, hey yo, what are we doing here? Come on, Batman! I love it, it's pretty great.
I am the Batman.
I kind of love how even Bruce wasn't anticipating that. He was just like, wait, what? No, I was gonna tell myself in. Harvey, what are you doing? Again, going back to the Joker's sense of humor, a fire truck on fire. That's pretty funny. And obviously, whilst we're here, yes, we get another phenomenal car motorcycle chase. Christopher Nolan just knows how to do these so damn well. I love the detail of the Joker painting on an S before the word laughter, like, slaughter, laughter. The wordplay is so good, like, it's something you don't even think about until you see it, and then you're just like, oh wait, yeah, no, that's amazing, that's brilliant.
He's gonna need something a lot bigger to get through this.
What is that, a bazooka?
Again, the Joker in this film is hilarious. Like, the film doesn't pause and have him do, like, a gag or a joke, but just his visual comedy, like him pulling out the bazooka, hilarious. Okay, two things. One, the tumbler, no! I love the design of the tumbler, and seeing it get destroyed, like, it's heartbreaking, man. But then two, I love the Batpod. Like, the Batpod is so cool, especially the way it turns. Oh my god, it's so sexy. Again, that joke, that's so funny. God, Christopher Nolan's sense of humor is so good. Like, I really love it. Yep, that practical truck flip is so damn good. Oh, that's sexy, sexy, sexy.
Come on, I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Come on, help me. Help me.
But, how did that knock Batman out? God, it's genius. Heath Ledger, man. Gone too soon.
You do like to play things pretty close to the chest.
Huh? But that's not a callback to something Harvey said. That's a callback to something Bruce said to Lucius.
You don't have any say in the matter. Commissioner Gordon!
Woo! Commissioner Gordon! So I think it's a known fact, but Joker wasn't supposed to be clapping in that scene. That's something Heath Ledger did on the day, and they were just like, oh, that's brilliant, let's get a close-up of that. Yep. This scene is iconic as hell and just speaks for itself. I mean, do I have to say anything more? Just the way Christian Bale plays it, the way Heath Ledger plays it, the intensity, the score, just... it's amazing.
Here I am.
Here I am.
I have one rule.
Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Hello! Hello! I don't know why, there's just something about that line delivery I just think is hilarious. And again, this whole sequence is just so damn good. Like Joker's whole plan of kidnapping Rachel and Harvey Dent and then telling Batman the wrong address. So good. Like, the Joker in this film is such an iconic movie villain.
No!
Do you know, it'd have been really funny if Batman was like,
Oh, Harvey, I wasn't meant to come after you. I was meant to go after Rachel.
This whole scenario, though, is heartbreaking. Like, not only does Bruce lose Rachel, but also too, Harvey Dent just snaps. And something that's really cool, actually, that this film does, is that it creates, like, a new and logical explanation as to why Harvey Dent has a burnt face. But the film also pays homage to how Harvey Dent burns his face on The Long Halloween earlier on in his introduction scene.
I need to be honest and clear.
Oh, that shot is so good.
And if it does, I will be there. But as your friend.
This is heartbreaking. Oh man. This whole scene is shot so wonderfully, and I love the image of Bruce just like slouched on that couch looking out over the city. It's incredible.
She was gonna wait for me, Alfred.
God, just having the score take over that entire moment is just so chilling, so effective. You can really just see Harvey Dent snap and go insane. Like, Harvey Dent disappears and Two-Face now emerges. Also, one thing that is just insane is how well the visual effects for Two-Face holds up. Because that's not makeup, that's all CGI, and it looks in-fucking-credible.
It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
It's about sending a message.
The Lamborghini then. Much more subtle.
The Lamborghini then. Again, I don't know why that line delivery is something I just love saying out of context in real life. The Lamborghini then. But oh my god, the way they capture that Lamborghini driving just... Oh, this movie is so cool.
Upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos.
Everyone loses their minds. Again, I love this whole sequence of the Joker just basically corrupting Harvey Dent. He's just like, oh, you're already, like, mad and you're scarred, so why not just go all the way, go full supervillain?
You weren't protecting the van.
Why? Who's in it?
I love Bruce saving Reese with the car crash, like, that's so good. And the way Bale plays Bruce Wayne, like, you know, being super just, like, befuddled, just like, oh, wait, what? I didn't mean to do that. It just reminds me a lot of the dynamic Gordon and Batman had in Batman Year One. Hey, fun fact, did you know that they blew up this hospital for real and only had one take to do it, but then, you know, the explosives stopped, like, halfway through, but then Heath Ledger just, like, improvised, and then all of a sudden the explosives started working again, and they got it all in one shot? Okay, cool, we all know that fact. Let's move on.
Beautiful.
I love how this movie introduces the idea of detective vision and then just went, wait, no, detective vision is so unethical. You can't do that, Bruce. How did Two-Face survive that car crash? Huh? Again, too, I've heard people say that you can cut out the stuff with the fairy and the moral quandary of, the criminals versus the high society people and such. But I'm actually going to argue for keeping this scene because you kind of need it. Like, the Joker is trying to cause anarchy and spread fear amongst the people and kind of divide the people. This whole moral quandary just solidifies that, obviously, as Batman says, this city just proved that people are ready to believe in God. I don't know why, there's something about this whole sequence here that just feels so Batman-y. Like, it feels like something you would see in an Arkham game. Like, maybe it's just because he's just, like, grappling everyone and stuff. I don't know.
And here we go. Do you know how I got these scars?
No. But I know how you got these.
Wow, Batman. So creative, so clever. That is one thing I will say that Nolan did struggle with, was writing Batman with, like, quippy retorts, because he's just so like, no, but I know how you got these.
This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
So this scene is just wonderfully well written, and it is just heartbreaking that Heath Ledger passed away, because obviously you can tell that the story for The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises was conceived of just as separate things. There was a whole different plan for the third film that involved the Joker. I think Harvey Dent was also supposed to be in that film. Like, Harvey Dent wasn't originally supposed to die in The Dark Knight, but then obviously Heath Ledger passed away, and then Nolan kind of was just hesitant at making a third one, but then he had to make a third one. And I won't lie, his hesitancy is very apparent all over The Dark Knight Rises, because you can tell that wasn't meant to be the third film. Because just the way this film ends, like, it sets up the idea of more Batman, more Joker, but then you get to The Dark Knight Rises and it's like, oh, Bruce stopped being Batman that night, and then 8 years passed, and then, you know, nothing really happened, and there's peace and prosperity across all of Gotham. Like, I wonder what the world would have looked like if Heath Ledger did not pass away, and we did get the originally planned Dark Knight 3.
You'll be in a padded cell forever.
You'll be in a padded cell forever.
This city just showed you that it's full of people ready to believe in good.
This city just showed you that it's filled with people ready to believe in good.
Damn it, will you stop pointing that gun at my family?
No! We have a winner.
Do you know what? This whole Two-Face sequence actually might be my favourite part of the film, but I think that's just because it leads into the ending, which is my favourite scene of the film.
You don't want to hurt the boy, Harvey.
You don't want to hurt the boy, Harvey. But no, the way the film portrays the break of Harvey Dent is just, it's heartbreaking. Like, you see the contrast of Harvey Dent, the White Knight of Gotham, and then you see him as Two-Face. It's heartbreaking. It's terrifying.
You thought we could be decent men in an indecent time.
Two-Face's design, his performance in the scene, is just incredible. Hey, you see, Batman was forced to break his one rule. He killed Harvey Dent.
5 dead. 2 of them cops. You can't sweep that off.
Yeah, so why don't you just blame the Joker?
But the Joker cannot win. Gotham needs its true hero.
But the Joker cannot win. Gotham needs its true hero. Again, the symbolism of Batman turning Two-Face's head on its side to show Harvey Dent's side. So good. So good. This is cinema.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I can do those things. I killed those people. I don't know why, this scene in particular, like, the Batman voice does not stand out to me. I actually quite dig it.
I'll hunt you.
You'll hunt me. You'll condemn me.
God, just this ending is so damn good. Like, you can tell that Nolan wanted to do more Batman before his original plans changed and such. Like, you can tell this film ends and Bruce realizes, okay, no life outside the cave. I am now Batman. I am now dedicated towards the mission. But Rises messes that up. But regardless of that, this ending is just so good. The score, the imagery, just mwah. Why is he running, Dad?
A Dark Knight.
Dun, 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 dun. So that was The Dark Knight, and yes, this movie is fantastic. Is it overrated? I don't know, I don't care, I love this movie. Is it a masterpiece? I mean, no, but sure, yeah, whatever, it's a great movie. Is it overrated? Sure, yeah, I don't care, I love this movie. To me, there's no disputing that this is a fantastic film. I mean, everything from the cast, to the directing, to the cinematography, to the action set pieces, it's amazing. Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker, incredible, like a massive standout for this film. Do I still prefer Batman Begins over this film? Yes, I do, but that is not me disputing the fact that this film is great. But those are my thoughts on The Dark Knight. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on social media. It's all linked down in the description. And until we meet again, I'll see you guys next time.